Oh hey internet, what is up? Welcome back to the channel. As we take a look at a new game released for a couple videos. It's a kind of a strange game called Shin Megami Reincarnation Synchronicity Prologue. Yeah, kind of a mouthful, but it's it's a strange one. Seems to be kind of like a free game that was released prior to their one of Atlus's new games. I believe yes, Shin Megami Tensei Deep Strange Journey or something like that. But I figured I'd take a look at it. This where this game is only kind of supposed to be kicking around till like late December, like at the end of the year sometime. I'll have the link where you can download it and all this stuff in the description below. So don't have to worry about the details of it. But it's this cool little Metroidvania game starring Jack Frost and Jack O'Lantern, I believe his name is, from Atlus. I'm so far out of the loop with this stuff nowadays. I used to be a big Shin Megami Tensei fan back in the day with Nocturne and Digital Devil Saga, and even Persona 3 and 4. But I've fallen off the wagon something fierce. But it's I figure where this game is sort of like limited edition and sort of like check it out while you can type of thing. I figured why not? Let's take a look. And it's a cool little platformer, kind of. You know, move and fight, and you have to deal with sort of opposing elements like you would and like I would say the standard Pokemon, where fire damages this but you're weak to this, and ice and water does this but it's weak to this, and you have your resistances to that, very much that sort of, but it's built into a sort of Castlevania Metroid type of setting. So currently just kind of figuring out all my controls. I do have a charge function with Jack here, and as you can tell from the top left of the screen, that's all my stats. I'm not sure what the phases of the moon do, but that gold bar is my health points. Below it is my MP, so when I have a skill, you can get to see how much of my MP I'm using, and then I have my level, which I imagine stuff like my HP and MP will grow as my level increases. Aside from that, it's a game I'm still getting used to. Immediately, I'm using my controls, my keyboard for controls, which are even reversed at this moment, which I need to go in and fix. Currently, arrow keys to move, but my jump and fire button are a little reversed. So it's kind of a little struggle to move around and do the sort of normal Mega Man thing. I'll either fix that for the next video or introduce my controller. One or the other. We'll see which one works best. But I figure while we get a chance, I figure let's do a blind video first and see how things work. But immediately I like the game. I can't believe it's actually free. I'm not sure if this is like a reskin of an existing game or anything like that, but it's pretty fun for what it is. It reminds me of Chimera immediately, that sort of 2D pixelated sort of Mega Man Shovel Knight type thing. But it's set in the sort of Shin Megami world with elements where you'll take double damage from some, and you'll deal double damage to some as well. But immediately we come across these sort of ice block doors that we need to get through, but I'm not so sure. It's funny, we have the power to create ice but not the power to melt ice, I guess, or destroy ice. So this is more or less a portal room, I would guess, much in the same as like Rogue Legacy, where if you unlock a lot of these different rooms, you can kind of teleport to them. Symphony of the Night, Castlevania Symphony of the Night has it as well. Doesn't do us any good when we just have one, but if we ever needed to go teleport back to this area, maybe to get that ice block removed or something like that, we certainly can do so. And also you can see while we're paused, you can see the map as well. Unfortunately, there's no in-game settings to change the controls, which is what I'm kind of looking for right now. You have to do it kind of before the game launches. It kind of asks you if you want to mess with your controls prior to it. And I suppose I should have done a test run, but it's not. It doesn't really show that distracting to the video. You know, it just looks like I'm particularly shitty at platforming, which I am naturally, I guess. Although, you know, we beat Chimera, and we got pretty far in another Metroid 2 remake, so not so bad. And we got pretty far in Mega Man 2.5 as well, which is probably a game we really should just kind of just beat, just to say we beat. You know, it's one of those games that we started way back in the infancy of our channel, and then you know, we kind of whittled away every so often, and I think we're kind of near the final levels. We just haven't really picked it out. But yeah, certainly, there's a little sort of secret item there, some variety that we could dare to get if we wanted to impale ourselves, but I wouldn't necessarily worry about it. There we go, we leveled up now, so we're hoping if we heal, we can see some, like maybe a new maximum amount of damage. And luckily, these monsters here are rather devils or demons, as they were probably in this lore. Luckily, they're spitting out, looks like some sort of frost ray, or else we would be dead. I mean, seemingly we're going everywhere but a save room, hanging out at looks like 19 hit points. Yeah, and one hit from these sort of Firebird guys certainly put us away. So being a little precautious. And there we go, freezing that guy down. But not really messing with him all the same. Sort of a locked door up there of some variety. I don't know if we need like sort of Metroid missiles or something to get through it, but also we need to kind of find our way over this sort of water puzzle as well. Whether it's jumping off the block or there's that as well. Our charge attack freezes the surface, if not momentarily. Push over those blocks. So it kind of feels like we're approaching a boss area. Sadly, all the dialogue is in Japanese, so not sure what's going on. But I guess we can imagine what's going on. Gotta thaw this guy out, and of course it's our buddy Jack-o'-lantern or Jack Pumpkin. Something's going on. Oh, glitching out. We're synchronized though. So now we've come to the point where we can kind of alternate from both of the characters, from Jack Frost to Jack-o'-lantern. And the cool thing about Jack-o'-lantern is that he can hover and kind of float a bit, and even fly to a certain extent. And he has fire-based moves, and not so bad fire-based moves either. He's got that triple shot that he can kind of fire in multiple directions, as well as that charge. So he's certainly a beast of a character. And also, if nothing else, a sort of defense character against the fire enemies that would be otherwise like dealing a ton of damage to us. As you can see, he takes 0 damage from these guys. Still might be able to take contact damage, but luckily you can see how he needs some sort of surface to float on. And it's something to get used to, but and you can actually tap the jump button to get a little bit higher, but right, it's there's a fine art to him as well to move around. You know, when it comes to platforming, you know, of course, Jack Frost, because he can jump, does it a little bit better. Yeah, and luckily you can go right, you know, face these sort of those Firebird characters with like zero fear now. And actually the spikes where we can kind of float on any surface and not have to worry about taking contact damage. I mean, I suppose we might be able to like press down into it possibly, but naturally we don't really worry about it. Strangely, a dead end, or at least something of a dead end at this moment. But yeah, actually you can see this kind of a floating block that was above us, but you can tell this is kind of like a not a linear level. You know, you can tell it's kind of open, not really open world, but yeah, very much of a sort of you know, Metroid or Castlevania, where you know when you think you've fallen and died down a pit, it's actually just a you kind of just drop into another area. I'm really hoping we don't get killed by this pixie here. We're really playing with fire now that we got hit but not killed. Luckily, it was contact damage and not the fire attack. That probably would have done enough to kill us. Luckily, we were able to just float up there, but still, nothing really. Yeah, can't really get through for some reason. But I mean, what we really need to find is we need to find a save room, if one even exists. I'm sure it does. Somehow we've been able to find our buddy without finding a save room first. But luckily, at least we have both elements to worry about right now. You know, if we come across the fire guy, we know just to switch over to this guy ever so slightly down there, just so we don't touch the spikes. But yeah, we look like we picked up that gold piece of something. Maybe like some sort of circle of some sort. I'm not sure. I mean, that's kind of what's the appeal of this game as well, is that, you know, I don't know, maybe I'm kind of silly and moronic to say, but this game kind of is something of a mystery, you know? You know, I do like the Shin Megami games, but even still, like, I'm not particularly sure, you know, like the phases of the moon and what everything does. So it's still a sort of fun adventure to kind of figure everything out. But like I was saying, this is probably not a series that we're going to, you know, we're not going to beat this game if this game is terribly long, but it's something I wanted to check out and kind of share with everyone, just in case, you know, this looked interesting and you wanted to download it before the, end of next month. So Jack-o'-lantern does look like he can get through those ice blocks, and it looks like we picked up a blue orb, which is a skill called Mabuhu. And there we go. We have kind of like a super move that uses maybe a fifth or a fourth of our MP gauge. Yeah, it's this sort of rapid attack. And it looks like either over time or as we attack, our MP gauge regenerates on its own. So it's pretty good as well. Man, you got to be kidding me! That save room was there the whole time. Oh well, we're saved now and we're all healed up. Man, that thing was just like lurking under our nose. I think it's probably best that we probably listen to or at least follow our map and make sure we're not just venturing out. You know, stick by the guidelines of a proper Metroidvania type of game and just not be foolish. Actually, it's the same door. Like literally above this door was the save point. Holy God, that was moronic. All right, but we're back here and we're able to blast through these ice blocks. And if you can get the jump on some of these ice enemies with Jack-o'-lantern, you can Or Pyro Jack. I forget his name now. You can deal a ton of damage. I think his name's Jack-o'-lantern, where it comes up on the little square there when he's selected. So we probably should be attacking these guys with Jack-o'-lantern, but we're kind of playing the defense role with staying with Jack Frost and just trying to avoid. And that's kind of it, where it's kind of like, you know, Jack Frost is really good at platforming, and but if you need to dish out the hot fire, you know, you got your other dude right there. And you can still kill these guys as well with your ice attack, but it certainly does take longer. And another save point. Geez, now that we've found one, we found the other. Oh, we found a big baddie. Black Frost. Oh god. But I think that's going to be a chapter for another time. Yeah, we're just going to quickly save and call it good here. And we'll pick it up on the other video. But yeah, that's going to be it for this video. Don't forget to subscribe, leave a like, leave a comment, do all that stuff. And we'll come back and we'll play this game again in the future.